here we have a special game of Thresh Top where I had an idea, and I've had this idea for a long time, and I wasn't going to show it until a long time away. We're several Thresh build guides away from this one, but I decided to give it a go anyway. So, as you may see in the thumbnail, the title, we're not playing AD. Let's put it that way. Going back to the days of Thunderlord's Decree Thresh, which I used to do all the time, Electrocute is actually really good with AP in helping with the burst combo. There's other ways that you can play it. In fact, you can just play as you would and then buy AP instead. But Electrocute and Alternator is a really, really good... It's really good on any champ, but on Thresh it's really good as well. I think it works on anyone. Or does it just work on Thresh? I forgot the interaction. I looked into it once, like a year ago, and I forgot already. Anyway. We're up against Warwick, who is actually a fairly... goodish matchup. You just have to be careful. For example, if they get a slight advantage and they try to push it, they can hold Q and go through your Flay, which puts you in a really bad position. Because he'll win a brawl. But this guy's been spamming his Q, he's already low mana. That's really not a good look for him. So he's going to do that, and we're going to do Auto Flay Auto, the classic Thunderlord combo from back a day. That's going to get the Electrocute proc, and we're going to try and do that every single time. Speaking of runes and Electrocutes, here are my runes. We have Taste of Blood, because Thresh is so desperate for sustain, it's hilarious. Eyeball Collection for extra damage, and Ultimate Hunter for more Ooga Boogas and box combos. On the Precision tree, we have Presence of Mind, which, because we're going to be using Flay more often anyway as AP Thresh, this also helps us keep our mana high when we're flaying the enemy off of us. For example, if Warwick tries for an engage, then we can flay him before or after his Q, preferably after, just so you don't get wrecked. Katarina talking some smack. And we also have Tenacity, because the enemy does have 2 stuns. Okay, maybe we didn't need Tenacity. Could have went for attack speed. You still get on hit, so that's still good. We do get Warwick's summoners there, which is pretty good, and he is going to be zoned off this farm, so he's going to be gone for a little bit. As with any Thresh game, you want to get as many souls as possible, and that means staying in lane for a long time, maybe getting jungle camps, and of course killing your lane opponent where possible. We got a nice little freeze here. He comes in and he gets too close to a minion. We give him the old auto E auto. Even getting close enough for the turret as well. That's pretty good. The enemy Fizz getting kind of big, kind of cocky. The enemy bot lane's getting ahead as well. And an auto will also harass as we wish. We just don't want to start kind of pushing the wave out of control into a disadvantaged situation. Now, when he E's to get damage reduction, we don't want to commit the rest of our combo. So we're holding onto our Electrocute until his E is now on cooldown. We can try again. At least I think that's what I was thinking. He wants to go ahead. He wants to sustain with his... messed up. He wants to sustain with his Q, which costs him mana. Especially if he's not attacking us, he's not going to get his Presence of Mind if he has it. He has Grasp and Dying, so he really should be attacking us with Q. Warwick Q does apply on hits. Now, we get the level up, so we can go ahead and Q, and once you've confirmed the hit on the... once you've confirmed the hit on the Q, you can then press R, depending on the distance, and that's something you're going to have to get a feel of. Kind of what distance... is 2 Q pulls going to reach the box, or is it 1 and you can cancel it early by double casting Q, or is it 3 where you need to use Flay as well? In any case, dragging someone into the box and then hitting Flay or an auto attack is going to get you Electrocute as well. Very powerful combo. We're not even AP yet, but that's just Electrocute so far. Now let's get an alternate. Fizz just got a triple kill. He's getting big. That's a big fish right there. Boots, a book, and a Alternator. If you've seen the thumbnail, you know we go for Hextech Rocketbelt. Other items you can consider are Everfrost. It's very common now for a lot of CC champs to take Everfrost. I believe Ari still takes it. I've seen it very popular with Sandra. Champions that already have CC, because it guarantees a kind of CC extension with Everfrost. Pretty good, and it has a really good mythic passive with just straight up AP. That works on Thresh as well, and is technically, I think, the highest damage you can do. It might be beaten by something like Rylai. No, my god! Ludens, not Rylai, for the Magic Pen. But Everfrost does have a slightly higher AP ratio, and we are trying to leverage the Soul AP through extra ratios. Rocketbelt has one as well, Rocketbelt has one as well, which makes it very good. And more importantly, with this, Bruiser AP Thresh build, what we essentially aim to do is use Protobelt to close the gap, like Gale Force, but Gale Force is better for finishing someone off. That's not what we're trying to do here. Now, he barriers really early, so we do not have to commit any more combo. We're just like, alright, we got that. Sure. So we're more discussing the build here than the game, because, I'm sorry, this Warwick can't do anything. And that's fine. I think they were like first time in Warwick, or they were new to Warwick, new to top, all of the above, who knows. In fairness, I do not play AP Thresh very often, but I do play Thresh very often. Also him, he immediately slaps on the damage reduction. We're going to get that. You see how it was just one auto and an E and that leads to Electrocute? That's what happens when you have Alternator. Again, I forgot if that's a Thresh thing, if it somehow works with his E in some kind of League of Legends bug, or if it's just Alternator in general and it works with any champion. I forgot. Either that play with Alternate or the time probably no. Here's Yi. He's 3 levels below me and he's going to give this an attempt. Now, because he can choose where to exit Alpha Strike, we can't just Q. He's going to meditate through all this minion damage and my non-AD autos and just kind of wet noodle fest through that. But that big line of minions, you do not fight into that. Training dummy Yi. Alright. 3-0, Protobelt. This disables Alternator. You don't have Alternator on the Protobelt, unfortunately. Instead, you get a much better active. But we don't have the little Electrocute trick we were just on about. So what we want to do, like we said, we aggressively go in with Protobelt with the dash. It also gives move speed towards enemy champions for a few seconds. 1.5. And this helps you close the gap to get a Flay. Flay, so as long as you're not brain dead like I am half the time, you are going to guarantee a hit. Flay with the CC and the slow that comes after, basically guarantee a hook. So assuming there's no body blocking, no minions in the way, it is pretty good. You can do the same with Gale Force, but in both items' case, there will be a delay. So I'm thinking of doing it here, I think. Protobelt, and then he goes away. Oh, I was also not quite in range, and yeah. I think when you use Protobelt, you aren't moving for maybe half a second. Like after the dash ends, not half a second, maybe like 0.2, a fifth of a second. We do that, we auto, that blocks Electrocute, unfortunately through his E, but not through the barrier, so that's good. Try to angle it so he stays in the lightning, don't know if he did, but that is a dead Warwick. Fizz in his 5-2 glory is coming up to try and do something about this monstrous Thresh top that's going out of control. So you can auto that, Lantern Shield. Attack the turret, it's 12 minutes, so there's still platings to go. It's a bit hard to see through the score display. Auto. Learning to auto around the turret timings is very important as any ranged champion. Just as he is getting souls. So here's a low range fish. And he's going to die to Electrocute. We even Protobelt for a good measure. Mastery 7 hook into recall. We can now afford Sorcerer's Shoes. Magic Pen is great on Thresh because his AP ratios aren't the best. So scaling your magic damage that way is pretty good as an alternative. And we have a Ruby Crystal. The Ruby Crystal can go into multiple things. On Bruiser Thresh like this, because we're focusing more on that powerful initiation, it's kind of like going like an Everfrost, Zonia's, Nico. Where kind of your main deal is getting your stun, getting the Everfrost extension, getting your ultimate, maybe Zonia's for good measure. And then that's it, you're very front-loaded. With this one, your items can focus on a little more defense to help get you in range. That was a funky thing. So he used his Q on a minion, and that's exactly when my Q hit. That's why he was unstoppable. He's unstoppable during Warwick's Q for a very short period of time. The fact that Warwick didn't know what happened either in the chat, as you can see, means he didn't actually intend it. But all the same, oof. Because I boxed, because I confirmed the hit, and I was like, alright, ultimate, let's go. I feel bad because we have a little bit of, you know, all chat. We're like, yes, we're pretty new to Warwick or something. And I'm just like, okay, you can die now when you go for this kind of minion. Little Electrocute through the E is over. He is constantly smelling someone on low health, and this is really annoying because it's really unpredictable, really hard to hit with the speed buff coming on and off. He's trying to get these minions and doesn't see the hook come in. The ignite, possibly unnecessary, but it would, however, kill through flash, which he did have, and he had barriers, which he didn't use. Okay. That's the turret. With 5-0 Rocketbelt. So Rocketbelt also gives magic penetration on its mythic passive and by default 6 magic pen. So this is really, really nice for Thresh as well. You can use it, close the gap, get a flay, possibly a box, which may trigger some flashes and dashes. And otherwise, I wouldn't do Rocketbelt hook. The delay on it is a bit too large. With flay, as long as you get on really well within range, like flay is instant. So long as you are now walking within flaying distance, you're great to just use flay and then you can follow up with a hook. Of course, depending on distance, this would be a little trickier to perform. You could do a max range Q Rocketbelt box or something like that. Or just do it before double casting Q, that's so you can make sure you get the damage in. Here we try Rocketbelt hook and that never works. But we do have a bit of a dive situation here. Now, I don't know what Massey is doing. Unfortunately, a flashed Fizz ultimate lands on all of us. But that's okay. We're going to go ahead and push them. Gonna drang. Okay. Fizz kill people. Fizz is 8-5 with a Leandry. That's weird. Here we go. Rocketbelt. No one never sees it coming. Oh, do you like my name, by the way? I didn't even mention it. I've been recognized too many times again. Since this is probably a second channel replay, this is more than fine to go on here. No worries. Catch him. Guaranteed with the hook. Bam. I'll also still hurt because of the magic pen and the soul on hit damage. So don't underestimate your autos. Heck, even playing AD Thresh, a lot of our auto damage is from souls anyway, depending on build. We're speeding through a little bit because there's a lot of dull moments. That was just a little bit of a Nooga Booga. Gonna go in on this one. Little risky though. Masty is gonna Q perfectly, stopping the Volleybed W and stopping the Thresh hook. And then we push up. Hit the turret with that AP. Currently we're sitting on just almost 300 AP. Gonna go back. And we're working towards what looks like Demonic. Secondary, we went Cosmic Drive. Cosmic Drive is going to give you more ability haste. That means more hooks. That means more combos. It also gives more move speed, which is really good. Works with the Rocketbelt very well. And Demonic Embrace is another tanky item. It's probably the tankiest AP item. And also gives some scaling off the health as well. So if we're able to get our Rocketbelt play combo, and then we're tanky so we don't die, we can start kind of kiting away. As we've boxed, as we've kind of done our front-loaded utility. Rocketbelt hook again, you can see that kind of little bit of delay just kind of getting in the way there. Massey is looking for something. And the fight has broken out and will hit. I am a little bit weak on the hook here. Gonna flay him into the box. Fizz is also gonna get slow, but he troll poles through it. Bad hook. Again, I'm like doing friendly fire. So my two hooks here do actually probably cause us to lose the fight. If they both landed, probably win this fight, not gonna lie. Enemies pushing up. We have 3 dragons. Hook onto the minion, this gets us in. He's already used his paw, but he's gonna be out there, and then Rocketbelt out. But the Leandries, the dots, the red buff as well, all gonna burn me to death. Demonic is now finished. Now there is a point in it because they do have a Sunfire Warwick and some amount of health as well. Demonic is, has some scaling AP from health. That's not too bad. I think I was testing there if Rocketbelt could shoot through the walls. I know it can't cross a wall, but I meant if the projectile could go through and maybe hit the dragon, but that's not a thing. I think I, didn't really think. Just thought, well, maybe it does. I don't remember. Going up here to try and catch a Sivir. They get caught by Volleybed, cutting him off. Play, they have no spell shield. And then, bam. 2 additional autos for the Electrocute and 1 more to take the kill. Scrobble over some CS, flay it over, push it out. Now, alternatively, instead of Cosmic Drive, you can go Zonias, especially against high AD. I think because they have a Fed Fizz, I didn't want to do that. Do you actually land it? Now, that was a brain-dead Ooga Booga attempt, because it's like, I can't clear him through the wall. So, absolute Ooga Booga in every sense of the word. Right. Now, this is, what do you think is going to happen? Yeah. Fizz has a long range when you combine the troll pole and the dash. Bit unfortunate. But we still get him, and it's all good. Team is getting fed, the Katarina's coming back into the game. Unfortunately, Flay Wave Clear is not the best, but it's better than absolutely nothing. Now we're going into the Zonias. So what you could do as like a budget crap Lissandra is Rocketbelt in, and here we have a really bad failed combo. I missed my double cast on Q. They're all coming in here and they're just dying, honestly. What you could do is you could Rocketbelt or hook inwards, you know, land your Flay, land your box, and then Zonias. Of course, your team follows up. You can even Lantern before you Zonias, so they can still click it. It's all good. And I believe if you E and then Zonias, if that's even something you can do, no, you shouldn't be able to because of cast time. I was going to say it will travel, it will finish without you, but pretty sure that's not how that works. Go through the enemy jungle whilst we're pushed up. Take more souls and deny enemy resources. I've taken a... almost took a fish, but did take an Ash hook. Ash arrow. And out of there we are. Zonia's finished. Didn't even need the golden pocket watch yet. Stopwatch. Okay. Another dragon is being taken. We Zonia's the fizzle. We go in. We hook. We get the smite. Hooking Warwick, he's not the jungle, so it wasn't that useful. Popping the ghost a little bit late. We could have gotten many resets if we did a bit earlier. Guess I forgot I had it. Here we see the Rocketbelt Flay happening. Giving us that extra reach. Because remember, your hooks can always be dodged. Even if you aim it perfectly, it can still be dodged by a dash, a flash, something like that. And saying you can predict the flash is a bit optimistic, to say the least. And plainly, if the enemy has flash up and the enemy has dashes up, or the enemy has sufficient move speed, you're being disrespectful to your opponent, and that doesn't sit right with me. Play though, that's guaranteed. Alright. Trying to just kind of back off and reset. We keep going back in. Warwick goes a bit too ham and will die to a box combo. Using Jhin as bait, we get the Master Yi, and then the shot on the Fizz as well. So it ends up working as they just kind of conveyor belt in, and we can continue. The Ash Arrow is hitting. Runes are in the way. We're just going to get rid of this. I think we get the idea with the score. We've already got all the dragons after all. Hook, Flay, and dead. Bro. This damage is from another dimension. And what can I say? AP Thresh is pretty good. When you still go Bruiser, you do sufficient damage, and moreover, the utility you get from something like Rocketbelt and even Zonias is really helpful in being a decent utility champion, and the extra damage is a little on the side as well. Future items you could get, or replacement items for some of these, for example, you could get Nash's Tooth. It's not tanky, but it would give you some sustained DPS to work with some tankiness. And you could go Lichbane for more burst, or absolute, what's it called? Horizon Focus. But they aren't tanky, and you have to keep that in mind. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this AP Thresh top commentary. It was fun to play. This was the first time trying this particular style of build. Though my opponent did give me a lot of kills, so keep that in mind. It ain't auto win. It might not even be win, but it's fun to show off what a build can do. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one.